Hi, welcome to ignitechina.com.au. My name is Cheech, and I'm the director of Ignite China. We are a full-service Chinese marketing agency helping businesses to tap into and achieve significant business success, right, in the Chinese markets. Now, there are two major markets that we look after. The first is mainland China, with 1.4 billion in population and over $17 trillion in GDP. The second market is Australia, where there are over 1.2 million Chinese, right, with an annual spending power of $18 billion. So, if you're looking to access and tap into the Chinese market, you've come to the right place. I'm going to share with you some of the key reasons why digital marketing should be your first go-to tool for reaching out to your audience. And I'm also going to share some differences between the Chinese market and also the Western market when it comes to digital marketing. So here we go. With the Chinese market, right, the Chinese audience loves being on the internet. In fact, recent studies showed that the average Chinese user spent over 5 hours a day, right, on the internet every day. So that means there's a lot of attention being spent online. Yeah. Now, one of the biggest differences when it comes to the Chinese digital ecosystem and the Western ecosystem is that a lot of the apps and the platforms are completely different and separate. Okay, so if you're in Australia or any Western world, right, you'd be familiar with platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and so on. In China, right, for example, there is no Facebook, there is no YouTube, there is no Instagram. Instead, they have their own homegrown giant platforms such as WeChat, Weibo, Little Red Book, and so on. So, key takeaway is that the two ecosystems are very separate and independent, right? And to be able to actually tap into the Chinese ecosystem requires specific knowledge of the market, and that's where we come into play to help you to actually leverage those platforms to its maximum ability. Another key difference between the Chinese marketing ecosystem and also the Western marketing ecosystem also comes down to user behavior around social media, right, in comparison to search engine behavior. So in the Western world, right, search engines are very popular, right? And for the past few years, there's been a bit of a back and forth as to which one is more dominant, right? With the search engines briefly actually overtaking social media in the past couple of years. Now, on the flip side, in China, right, social media is completely dominant, meaning that social media is much more preferred way of actually interacting online with products and services companies, right, rather than search engines. And there is a specific reason for this, and it comes down to how Chinese, right, actually behave as a culture in a community. Okay, so context culture is really important. There is something called high context culture and low context culture, right? Now, as an example, Australia is considered a lower context culture because due to the individualism, right, of values, it means that typical Australian user or Western user may use only several points of data to make a decision about buying or signing up for a particular product or service. Now, on the flip side, when you look at the Chinese user or buyer, right, they are considered a higher context culture, which means that they tend to seek out much more data points or sources of reference about a product or service before making a decision. So, in addition to, say, for those 2-3 points, maybe searching online and looking for reviews of strangers or people they don't know, they also look towards their family, they look towards their friends, and they also look towards influencers celebrities, high-profile business people, people with visibility in the society, right? Look at what they buy, how they buy it, why they buy it, and base their purchasing habits on their decisions, much more so than in the Western culture. Not to say it doesn't happen in the Western culture, but much more so in the Chinese culture. So because of this, right, it's really important that we get the social media messaging right, and that for your company, right, social media is a very high priority. So Chinese users, right, not only spend a lot of time online and on the internet, but they also spend a lot of money buying products, signing up for services online. In fact, China is now home to the world's largest shopping festival or shopping day called Singles Day. So Singles Day falls on the 11th of November every year, and it was started back in 1993, right, to celebrate those that do not have a partner or can be considered an anti-Valentine's Day. But since then, right, it's been promoted as a shopping festival, primarily by Alibaba, and as of this year, right, Singles Day brought in $84 billion in sales, which is more than the combined sales of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, right, in the Western world. So, suffice to say that Chinese users are very comfortable shopping online, but that also means that they have a high expectation of the experience of any retailer that's looking to promote their products and services. So it's important that you invest, right, the right amount of resources to actually cater to the behavior, right, and the expectations and standards of Chinese internet users. So another difference, reason why digital marketing is so powerful within the Chinese market is that the Chinese tend to have this behavior of requiring a lot of information, a lot of data input from various sources to build up understanding, knowledge, and ultimately trust with a particular brand of a product or a service before they ultimately decide to purchase or sign up for product or service. Yeah. So the key difference between the Chinese market and the Western market is that the Western market is more willing to experiment, to try new things and products and services, right? Whereas the Chinese, right, require a lot more input before they do decide. But in contrast, right, once the Chinese decide that, you know, your company is a great brand, right, or you have a great reputation, right, that stickiness, that reputation stickiness tends to stay on for a much longer period of time, that residual, right, compared to a brand in the Western market ecosystem. So the key takeaway is that if you're looking to crack into and achieve true success with the Chinese market, be prepared that you have to be in it for the long haul. Yeah, short-term marketing tactics and campaigns just do not work, right? Gotta put in the effort, the commitment, right? And we're not talking just 6 months or 12 months. We're talking 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, sometimes even longer, depending on what you are promoting. So that's the key takeaway from this particular insight. With digital marketing, right, as a channel, right, for promoting your product and services, right, it comes with a whole raft of benefits that other channels of marketing do not allow for. As an example, right, it allows for full trackability, measurability, right, and reporting on the success of a campaign. Unlike TV commercials or radio commercials, whereby a lot of the times, right, the performance is either extrapolated or estimated, right? With digital marketing, you'll be able to experiment, right, and pinpoint exact points of success, right, and to either double down on those that are working, right? And if they're not working right, change it up, right? In terms of creativity, right? In terms of how you approach that particular campaign. So this is actually a key reason why Chinese digital marketing, right, is so effective for your company within the Chinese market. At Ignite China, we are a full-service digital marketing agency helping businesses in Australia, in mainland China, and around the world to transform their company visions into results when it comes to the Chinese market. Our capabilities are wide-ranging, and this allows us to be completely strategic in how we approach the marketing, the promotion of your product and service to achieve true success in the market and to build upon what you have already achieved to date so far. As part of our philosophy, Ignite China aims to help transform company visions into results. Right? So we are here to help break into the Chinese market and also build significant revenue or achieve sales and marketing objectives for your company, right? Whether that be within the Chinese market in Australia, whether that will be Chinese market in mainland China, or elsewhere around the world. Ignite China, we are a full-service digital marketing agency. We work with a variety of reputable companies, and we can't wait to partner with you to achieve your Chinese marketing objectives.